Hi, family. Welcome back to another episode of What's Your Journey? I'm Jordan Thorpe, and today we have a special guest with us. But before we get started, I do want to go over our Kingdom Business highlight of the week, and that is Nightbox. Now, Nightbox is a monthly subscription box for date night in. Okay, so if you're running out of ideas for date nights for you and your partner, Nightbox has a full variety of different selections that you all can do. What I love most about the activities that they offer a faith-based edition, so you and your partner can help grow your faith together. So to check Nightbox out, go ahead to Jordan's Journey app and you can find them in the directory along with other Kingdom businesses. Okay, so now let's get right into the interview. So we do have a special guest with us. Her name is Gia Thorpe, and Gia is my little sister, if those of you all who do not know. And I'm so glad to have her on today. How are you doing, Gia? Can you hear me?
Now I can. Okay.
Okay.
It like went out.
Really? Okay.
That whole time. But I can hear you now, so we're back.
Awesome. Okay, so how are you doing today, Gia?
I'm great, Jordan. How are you?
I'm doing good. So introduce yourselves. Tell our listeners who you are and what's
Okay. Well, my name is Gia Thorpe. I'm a senior at Howard University. I play on the women's basketball team. I'm a psych major, sports management minor, and my favorite color is blue.
Awesome. So you go to Howard, which is a HBCU, yes. Correct? What year are you in?
Mecca. I'm a senior.
Senior. Okay. I
I'm
remember
old now,
always. Yeah, I remember always going to Howard's homecoming. Are those still like a thing, a big deal?
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Absolutely.
What's your favorite?
It's a whole ordeal.
Really? Yeah.
My favorite like event to go to?
Yeah.
It's different days.
What's your favorite part of school so far?
So like definitely the culture. Yes.
What about the culture
for sure? It's like being with your cousins all the time.
Right.
In a way.
You historically Black, so it's Black people, right? Now you came from an all-white school, right? You went to Winchester.
Yes, I went to school. Right. I also went to Shaler.
And you went to Shaler. So how was that adjustment?
I went to Shaler.
You know, growing up going to a predominantly white school and then bam, college, all Black.
Hits you, right? Honestly, I had a great time because, you know, we come from such a big family. Like I said, it's like being around your cousins. So it was like, I embraced it so much. I loved it. This is the best decision I made. Would I go back? No. Would I choose a PWI? No.
And what's a PWI?
I don't think I would, like, predominantly white institution.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no regrets whatsoever. I don't think I fully would have became like so comfortable with being me. And I am a Black woman, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't think I could have been able to completely like grow into the person I am today.
Right. So do you feel like you found yourself going to an all Black school? Because I know for me, like I went to all white school. And even in college, it was like predominantly white, but I definitely faced like identity issues in high school just because you're going to school, you don't really see anyone that looks like you. So it's kind of like...
I had my first Black friend in college. My first Black, like, I didn't have anybody be like, oh, like, will you help me take my hair out? Until college, because like, you know,
because they can't relate to that.
Like, what? Right. And it's like, it's not like you like get like embarrassed to even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know, they don't get it with your fingers will get dirty. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I can relate to that. So definitely, so you feel like you found yourself going to a HBC.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It took like time and different experiences, but it's coming along. It came together.
Yeah. So
Well,
who
I'd
are
say.
you? Like, how would you describe yourself?
Um, how would I describe myself? Oh, that's a good one. How would I describe myself in terms of like
Anything,
how I? Okay. I describe myself as a person who is very honest.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get right to the point. I'm very direct.
Yeah.
And when I talk, I like people to be direct with me. So if you're not direct, I kind of know what you're saying, but like I don't, because that's where confusion comes. But I learned that a lot of people aren't. So I
Right.
do have to dial back sometimes because
Right. 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 Definitely.
right.
So how does your relationship with God, if any, play a role with your identity and just being a senior in college in general? What does that look like?
So obviously like it had to my relationship with God has grown because
Mhm.
of there's obviously downtimes you have and you're living by yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't just call home for everything. There's some things like you have to deal with on your own
Right.
like you're adulting.
Right.
So I learned certain things with especially freshman year, as you're a freshman, you're trying to figure out what crowd to hang out with. Like you're not really focused. It's not like you forgot about God, but you're not spending the amount of time. You're not talking to him as much as
Right.
you should. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because that's not your focus.
Right.
So freshman and sophomore year was definitely as Molly would say, the balloon in the face, and it's right behind you. You need something to pop it and
Oh,
to open your eyes to see
mm,
what you've been missing the entire time.
I
You
see.
know. So
I
I've had experiences like that, and it made me realize I was looking for, friendships and all that stuff. When in reality, somebody to confide in, but in reality, I should have just been talking to God,
mm,
because when you go through all that in therapy, therapy sessions and stuff, because we have a team therapist.
right.
I'll throw that in there.
Yeah.
So you just realize you can't relate to everybody. You don't click, just
Mm-hmm.
because they're a therapist does not mean that they can help you, or doesn't mean you guys will vibe, or you're just supposed to hit it
Right. So,
off, right?
right. Right.
So, going through that, I'm like, this is not working.
Mm. So you were going to therapy, but you didn't feel like it was making a difference for you.
No, I
Mm.
feel I'm still just talking to a person. I'm
Right.
just ranting, but really I could vent my problems to God, and that's really who's
Mm.
gonna help me get through what I'm going through. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's the only way. So once that balloon is popped though, I realized wow, I don't really need to do that. I can just talk to God about my problem, cry with him.
Right. Right. So do you feel like navigating or sustaining a relationship with God can be difficult in school because there's a lot of peer pressure and a lot of other things you can be doing, obviously.
Right. Um, could it be difficult? It's mental. It
Mm,
would have to be
yeah.
mental. Cause I could say did I forget? Yes, but it wasn't on no it wasn't I was just oh no, I'm not gonna pray or I'm not talking. It's just it wasn't, I was too worried about two different things. But now it's no, God likes when you're intentional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that time out. And that's what junior senior year I started to do, spend time.
So what made you
Even
start spending time from your previous
um
years until now? When did that light bulb go off? Like, maybe I should start spending time with God.
I had I lost some friends.
Mm,
Yeah, 3 or 4. it was like all at one time over a situation that happened between us. And I was even talking to the therapist about it. And then at the same time, the therapist is telling me like, oh, I'm going to a new practice. I won't be able to be your therapist. So I'm just like, I don't have no friend. I don't have no therapist. So it was like, wow, I don't have nobody, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's normally how he does it to get your attention.
right.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Then it was COVID.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it was knocking.
Yeah. He'll remove
Definitely
everything and everybody you thought you
all the
needed.
distractions, left me like by myself. Like, look here, rip me up. Like,
yeah.
So it was ending my sophomore year, like going into the COVID times. And that's when I realized it was Easter. I'll never forget. Because I was really like sad about it for a long time. And then I remember like it was Easter, and then like I made like a gospel playlist and I just played it the entire day. The entire day. Like it lifted my spirit because I was really down about the situation. You know, I just lost my friends, like my best friends, over like something like stupid. But it definitely lifted my spirits up. And then that's like, I'll never forget that day, like how it made me feel. And then ever since then, yeah, I just was like, you can't forget. Make time for who makes time for you.
Right. So that was kind of like, would you call that a life-changing experience for you?
I would. It changed my life drastically. That's when I actually sat and like started to get to know myself, because it was like, okay, like what really upsets you? You know, what didn't you like about this so that this never happens to you again? So how can you look out for like, you know, signs in other people that like you were obviously missing?
Yeah. So. Yeah, college and friendships can be difficult to navigate.
Yeah, you're not going to be friends with the same people that you started with freshman year. You're not.
Yeah. So, okay. So that incident happened to you, lost your friend, you lost your therapist. And that kind of pushed you into seeking God. And so how would you say your relationship with God is today? Like, what does that look like? What does that consist of for a young college
talk every
girl?
day. We talk every day. Like, even if like something, like I was late, I was like, God, I must be late for a reason. I try to make, you know, there must be like a squirrel running out or something, or a deer running by.
Like everything is working for
everything happens for
for
my good. There's nothing that's like against me right now.
Right. So you have that mindset, which is good.
Completely changed.
That's good.
Because you know, I also had the surgery for my shoulder, so it was like that was sad.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your surgery.
So, well, let's start with, I wasn't playing my whole junior year because I was already injured from my legs. You weren't playing
basketball. Yeah, so you were playing, you go to Howard on a basketball scholarship, just for people who don't.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I play basketball at Howard on scholarship, number 13, guard.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you got injured.
Yes. Okay. I had like severe patellar tendonitis in my left knee and a stress reaction in my right shin. And then I had SI joint dysfunction in my left hip. So I was in a boot on my right leg, but then it was hard because it was putting a lot of pressure on my left hip with the SI joint dysfunction. So I was out until about December with that injury. So August to like December, I was just injured, doing rehab, like different things. Mind you, we're playing games. We're winning.
Right.
Still, but like, you know, you can't be part of it. You know, you can't, like, because, you know, you feel like you didn't really have, you know, you didn't really do nothing to help.
I see.
But so then I get back in January, I get to play 4 games. And then one practice, I like tripped and like slid and my shoulder got caught under me. Like my shoulder stopped, but my body kept going. So I dislocated my my shoulder, tore my labrum, had a bone bruise. And I was definitely done for the season. So it was the whole year I just couldn't play. And I was just like, dang, like I worked so hard, like these months doing rehab, like getting my schoolwork done. I had a 4.0 that semester. And then like, I can't even play.
And how did that make you feel?
I was really, really sad, really down, because it was like, you just get back, you're about to start. Then I'm like, I'm a junior now. It's supposed to be like my year. So it was just really sad. But definitely me and God were talking a lot during that time. A lot of tears.
Yeah.
But, everything like happens for a reason. I had to like understand that.
Right.
So I'm just like now getting back into it. I will be playing in September.
Awesome.
So, right. I've been doing my rehab. I've just been manifesting and praying. So, and putting the work in.
Right.
Like, touch the ball every day, rehab every day for my knee, my shin, and my shoulder. Like, Monday through Thursdays is rehab. Workouts Monday through Fridays. Individual Saturday and Sunday. Like, yeah.
So, your relationship with God is really what kind of helped you push through the loss of friends.
Kept me level-headed.
And now you're injured, and you work so hard to play basketball and for your spot, and then you're injured and can't even play, but you're pushing through. That's what it sounds like.
Because God had me go through this for a reason. It wasn't my time to play. That's all I thought. It's not my time.
So what was the reason? Do you know that? Do you care to share the reason? And what were you doing during that time off?
The reason God didn't want me to play?
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. It wasn't my time.
Yeah.
It wasn't my time to play yet. It just wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure why. Because I guess we'll find out this year when I score 30 a game and all that.
So, confidence level up.
Right.
Excellent. And so what does your relationship with God look like now? Okay. You're coming out of the friendship, and you're coming out of your injury, you're getting back onto the court. So what does your relationship with God look like now for you?
It's so much stronger because he showed me that like all I need is him and faith and a little ounce of faith, and that was it. And we zoomed off after that. Like,
yeah,
we're great.
Yeah,
like I said, we talk every day.
Yeah, that's so good. So what would you tell a young girl who just graduated high school and she's going off to college? Okay, and what is there any advice or anything that you would tell her?
Absolutely. Be yourself. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Always stay true to who you are. Like, don't let anybody change you. Stay true to who you are. What you value, your morals.
And I guess you have to be clear on what your morals and values are before you get there.
Right.
If you don't, then you're just have no boundaries and liable to get into anything.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's definitely what I would say. Like, don't let anybody try to tell you no. Trust your gut also. If you feel like something's off, probably is.
Yeah. That's good.
Probably is.
I had another question that I wanted to ask you. So your faith, you talked about just having a little bit of faith. An ounce. Just an ounce of faith.
What is it, like a seed, a mustard seed?
A faith of a mustard seed. And a mustard seed is like, you can bear, like, it's like, that's all you need. Just a little.
I had more than that, but that's look. I'm like, well, I had a little more than that, but yeah, that is like me for sure.
But yeah, but if you don't even have that, that's all you need is just like a little bit. And but look how your life just changed around.
Crazy, like 360. I have like genuine people around me. Like I love it. I'm working to get back to where I'm excited to play again. Like.
And sometimes God has to remove people because he sees the whole picture and sees things that we don't see.
Right.
And we'll have to remove people who don't serve us or who are no good for us. And it can be painful sometimes because we're like,
Well,
what's
it
going on?
hurts.
What's happening? And God's like, she's not your friend.
Yeah, no, like
Talking about friends.
she actually hates you. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why you just have to have faith and trust God that everything is working for your good, because he
Right.
has
Everything
the
happens for a
bigger,
reason.
he knows the whole picture. We only know bits and pieces, as he shares with us and as we go through things and experience things. So I love that. That's such, a great story. And I'm sure someone will be inspired. And, and so that's what I wanted to say. So how would you say it's hard navigating college and your faith? Like, is it hard deciding like, oh, should I go to this party? Should I hang out with this person? Should I drink? Should I smoke? Or like, is it hard navigating that? Or
And that's where I say you have to stay true to you.
okay.
Like that's where like if you weren't drinking or smoking when you came, do you think you should probably do it your first time with somebody you don't know at a party with a lot of, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like know who you are, like know your limit as well.
Right. So there is a
And
lot of self that you need to know before you even get to school.
right.
I didn't
But
have
it's also you have to find yourself to, like college is also for you to find yourself. So it is tricky. Like it's very
tricky.
tough. It's
Tricky
very
to
like
navigate.
yeah. But we're human.
Yeah.
So we're bound to make mistakes. So
yeah. Just learn.
Just trust your gut. Right. Just trust your gut. Don't make the same mistake twice. That's all.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gia.
Thank you, Joy. This was great. I had fun.
Yes, we have to do it again sometime. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave us a positive review for the podcast. And we'll see you next time. I'm Jordan Thorpe. God loves you so much, and so do I.